Hello, my name is Larry Hall, and I'm so glad to be a part of the Evangelical Homiletic Society. And this is my first paper. I'm a new member, but I'm excited to share with you my trip to Kenya, East Africa, this past April. I did a case study that involved me speaking through a translator for the first time. Now, I'm a pastor, and I've pastored for 40 years. I pastor the Mayfield Missionary Baptist Church in Fort Worth, and this was my first missions trip. I went under the auspices of the Sowing Seeds of Joy Ministries in Dallas, Texas, Ron and Star Nelson, directors. And I connected with some wonderful people in Kenya. I was over there for 3 weeks, and we had an opportunity to preach in the villages. We preached in Nairobi, and then we went to East Kenya, the city of Malindi on the East Coast, and got to preach in the rural villages. So we got a great experience sharing the Word of God. But one of the most memorable things I brought back from that experience was, for the first time, speaking through a translator. Many of the people spoke Swahili. They did not speak English. And of course, I did not speak Swahili. And so I had to adjust and wish I had a crash course on how to translate or how to speak with an interpreter. So that spurred an idea to write this paper. It was prompted by my desire to help somebody else who's going for the first time, just to think about how they can deliver a message effectively to a foreign language speaker. And so my paper has to do with me speaking to the Fellowship Baptist Church in Malindi, Kenya. Pastor Arthur Wanji was so gracious to allow me to speak on Easter Sunday. It was a great Sunday because everyone was there anticipating the resurrection and celebrating the resurrection of Christ. And there was a foreigner in the pulpit. And so I had the experience of speaking with two translators. It was an experience that helped me to learn that there's some things you need to do ahead of time. You need to get with the translator and give him your outline. I spoke from the book of Daniel chapter 7, verses 13 and 14, which was an Old Testament passage dealing with the kingdoms of the world being handed over to Jesus Christ, or the ascended Christ coming into the presence of the Ancient of Days. And this message resonated with the people. Especially the pastor was really intrigued that I would come with a message from the Old Testament and tied it into the New Testament. So I preached a topical message using the book of Matthew, showing Jesus as the King of Israel, and also the King of the universe, as Matthew develops the idea of the Messiah. And so the message was received quite well, because we did an interview with the people 23 weeks later. We did the sermon April the 17th, and we interviewed, I had a friend over there, Reverend Harrison Fondo. He's a seminary student in Uganda Baptist Seminary. And so he interviewed the Kenyans who spoke Swahili only, and he also interviewed some of the English speakers so that I could bridge the gap and complete this project. So I'm excited to share it with you. I learned a lot, and I want to share it with you. So I look forward to seeing you in Chicago so we can talk about the Great Commission and how you can help others preach the gospel through an interpreter. Thank you.